Hey guys, how's it going? This is Richard Butler and welcome to this podcast. But hold on, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to say, podcast? What do you mean podcast? Well, what I've decided to do is that each week when I record a podcast, I'll actually record on video and I'll stick it on the YouTube channel, which you can find in the description below if you're listening to this as a podcast. Oops, there goes my air conditioner. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Well, today I want to talk about present moment mindset. And it's something that I experienced this weekend again, and I was so conscious of it because, a lot has happened over the last couple of months, as you all know, and we tend to think about the future. We tend to think about the past, and we don't enjoy the moment. So let me tell you about my experience. Every year, we go to visit a friend, or visit our friends, should I say, who rent an apartment by the beach. We always go for a weekend, and this weekend we decided we would go early on Friday. We usually go after 8 o'clock on a Friday and arrive there about 11 just in time for dinner. But we thought we'd go early on Friday and we'd spend the whole weekend there. First thing that happened was my wife says to me, listen, Barca Football Club are going to be playing on Sunday, and it's the first game of the league. It's the first game of the season. I know nothing about football. It's the first game without Messi, and it's the first game since the COVID. And she had been at the last game before COVID, and she said, "I'd love to go." And I was like, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, I can get a ticket for me, as in for herself." And I was like, "Okay." And we'll have to leave at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Now, usually on Sunday, we would leave from our friends at about 11. Or maybe 12, or maybe 1. I think the last time we were saying we got home at 3 in the morning, and it was like crazy. So I was kind of like, really? And she was like, well, okay, I'll see if I can give the ticket to somebody else, etc., etc. So that was that. At the end, she couldn't give away the ticket, and she said, do you mind if we do it? And I thought, fuck. So I'll get to that in a second. Then we wanted to leave early on Friday, but we actually had to go up to the hospital because my wife wasn't feeling well on Friday. I was like, Jesus, the one day where it could be the perfect weekend. I mean, we leave early on a Friday and then we come back and everything. There seems to be something going wrong. So there was two reactions that I could reacted to that. The old me would get super pissed off by it and say, well, this isn't fair. I mean, we're going to arrive late on Friday. We're going to have to leave early on Sunday. It's hardly worth going, etc. But the new me thought about being in the present moment. So I went up to the hospital with my wife. They did whatever they had to do for her. And I sat outside in the sunshine, in the canteen, and I did some study that I wanted to do. It was perfect. I was in the moment. It was a beautiful day. It was really productive. What I was listening to was fantastic, the learning that I did. And then I decided, okay, well, we're actually getting there a little bit earlier than we normally would, because I think we were arriving at 7 o'clock maybe instead of our normal 11 o'clock. So that's a plus. And we had a great Friday. We went out, couldn't find a place to eat because the place was, everywhere was packed. But we eventually found this hotel and the food was fantastic. So we had a great evening. Saturday was amazing. We went down to the pool and then we went to the beach. And then we, what did we do actually? That's good. We went for dinner then. And Sunday we went down to the pool for about an hour and we had a nice lunch and then we came home. And I enjoyed every minute of it. So rather than thinking like I used to think, there's only another 2 hours left before we have to go home, and damn it, we have to go home at 4 o'clock and all this. We got home at 6:30. We had something to eat. My wife went off to the football. That sounds crazy, right? It should be me going to the football, but I'm not that much into the football, and whatever. For me, football is whatever. And then I did more study. And I got the study that I wanted. I relaxed. I had a nice coffee, did my study. My wife came back. We had a nice pizza for dinner. And then we watched 2 episodes of one of the programs that we're watching on Netflix. And it was a perfect day. We went to bed early. We had a good night's sleep, and Monday was perfect. Because normally what happens is on the Monday when we return, because we return at 3 o'clock in the morning, we're super tired on the Monday and it starts off badly. So looking back at it, I thought, well, rather than the way I used to be of being negative and thinking, wow, it's hardly worth going for the weekend because we're leaving on Sunday so early and I want to spend the whole day on Sunday there. I thought, no, let's enjoy the time. My wife wants to go to the match. Let's do it. And it was, as I said, an amazing weekend. I feel completely refreshed, ready to go, etc. So what's the moral of the story here? Well, the moral of the story here is that don't wish your life away. Think about what might happen in the future. Don't be negative thinking about what happened in the past. Enjoy what you have right now. So no matter where you are in life, enjoy today. Enjoy your work day because you're getting to talk to your friends in work. Or you're enjoying walking home from work. Or you're enjoying a nice lunch because you go out and treat yourself to a nice coffee or a nice sandwich, whatever it may be. But stop living in the future, think about what could happen, or living in the past, think about what happened, because it serves you no purpose. You know, we don't know how long we have left, you know, when the final curtain will be called on our life. And project yourself into the future just for a second and think, well, what is it that you would like to remember if you just had a couple of days left to live? Because this has struck home so many times for me recently. And two incidents I remember. About 2 weeks ago, a guy I know on Facebook who I actually met, so I can say that I do know him, passed away at 48. Had a heart attack, was rushed to hospital, had another fatal heart attack in hospital, bam, gone. Now the guy lived a pretty full life, I think, and you know, he enjoyed life and he enjoyed the time with his wife and the time with his kids, etc. And the danger that we always have is that we say, I'm going to save money so that when I retire at 65, at 67, I'll be able to live life then. But what can happen is, what if you don't reach 65? What if you reach 65 and unfortunately you can't enjoy life? Another incident of a guy who was on a Friday, he was finishing up work, he was doing some maintenance in a building, and he had an accident. And it turned out to be a fatal accident. He lost oxygen, was rushed off to the hospital, and basically was brain dead. And they had to say, we're sorry, we have to switch off the life support because there's nothing we can do for your husband. And this guy was 40. Now imagine you had your plans for the holidays. Now imagine if you had fought with your husband or your wife that day and the last memory that you have is a negative memory. I mean, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't worry about the small things, because imagine if the last thing that you remember was, fuck, I shouldn't have fought with my partner because look what happened. Think about it for a second. I mean, they could have had plans and they could have said, well, this year we're not going to do anything special because we need to save money, because we need to, whatever it may be. And they didn't get to spend that money, spend that time, live those experiences. Now, that's not to say that you should be reckless, because you shouldn't be. You should obviously save your money, but don't always think, well, I'll keep it for when I'm 65. I mean, here's hoping, within the next year that I'm going to buy a camper van, even if I only have it for a year or 2 years. If I don't like it, my dream is to have experienced a little bit of the nomad life in a Volkswagen camper van. Yeah, maybe I'm a hippie at heart, I don't know. Well, with the hair you couldn't tell I'm a hippie, maybe with the beard a little bit. But the idea is that I could say, well, I'll wait until I'm 65. But actually, I'm not going to get a golden handshake because I'm working for myself. So I'm not going to get a big retirement package. So all I have is the right now. So that's where I'm thinking, well, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hopefully buy a nice secondhand camper van within a year, and I'll experience that. And if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I'll sell it. No major worries. I'm not going to be investing 80,000-90,000 in a camper van. No, I want to buy a little secondhand one and go off and maybe do Facebook Lives from the beach or from the mountains. But the idea is enjoy what you have now. And don't be too much thinking about the future or the past. All right, I'm going to stop there because, time is precious and I want you to enjoy today. So let me know in the comments what you think. If you're watching this on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, let me know as well. I'm interested to know your thoughts about living in the present moment. And, go to RichardButler.Coach, sign up for my newsletter because I've got some exciting news coming up in September. I'm, doing a little bit of study. I'm changing directions a little bit again, but still on the same path that I want to be on. And I want you to join me. I want to be able to help you live a better life. That is my intention for the next year, to help you live a better life and to achieve what you want to achieve. If you're interested, give this video a like, sign up for the newsletter, and I'll talk to you very soon.